If we had to explain Tucker Carlson in one sentence, it would probably be a trust fund heir who built a career pretending to be a man of the people, only to end up as one of the most controversial voices in modern media. But of course, one sentence is never enough, so let's take a deeper look into the man who went from being a bow tie wearing talking head to someone who casually interviews dictators while criticizing democracy. Carlson has been in the media game for decades now, hopping from network to network like a man who just cannot find the right fit. He started out in print journalism, then moved to CNN, where he was best known for getting obliterated by Jon Stewart on live television back in 2004. That moment was so bad, it arguably led to the cancellation of his show Crossfire. But Carlson, ever the opportunist, dusted himself off and kept moving, through MSNBC, then to Fox News, where he truly found his audience. Or to put it another way, he figured out exactly what kind of rhetoric would make him a star. At Fox, Carlson took over Bill O'Reilly's slot in 2016, right as the political climate was shifting. He became the go-to voice for grievance politics, positioning himself as the guy who spoke for the forgotten Americans. Except one minor detail. Carlson is not exactly your average working-class hero. He is the heir to the Swanson frozen food fortune, meaning he could have spent his life eating TV dinners in a literal mansion if he wanted. But instead, he chose to tell his audience that the elites were out to get him, while somehow managing to never mention that he himself was part of the elite. Funny how that works. For years, his show became a prime-time destination for fear, outrage, and conspiracy theories, wrapped in a carefully crafted performance of faux skepticism. He pushed for the Great Replacement theory, suggested January 6th was just a protest that got a little too rowdy, and regularly implied that immigrants and diversity were dangerous for the country. And his audience ate it up. Carlson became a cultural force, until of course he got too big even for Fox News to handle. In 2023, Fox abruptly fired Carlson after the Dominion voting systems lawsuit revealed internal texts where he admitted that he knew the election fraud claims were nonsense, but still pushed them on air. That's right, he lied to his audience while privately mocking them behind the scenes. But was that the scandal that got him fired? Not really. Reports suggested that Carlson was also dealing with a sexual discrimination lawsuit, internal power struggles, and a general sense of unpredictability that made him a liability for Fox. And so, despite being their highest-rated host, he was out. Did Carlson take the hint and step away from the spotlight? Absolutely not. Instead, he reinvented himself yet again, this time as an independent journalist on Twitter, or X, if you want to call it that. Free from network constraints, he decided to take his show on the road, which brings us to his infamous interview with Vladimir Putin. In early 2024, Carlson scored a sit-down with the Russian leader. He hyped it up as an exclusive, hard-hitting interview that Western media was too afraid to do. But what actually happened? Well, we got a 90-minute propaganda session where Carlson let Putin ramble on about history while barely pushing back. It was a PR gift for the Kremlin, and yet Carlson somehow acted like it was groundbreaking journalism. This is also not the first time Carlson has cozied up to authoritarian figures. He has long admired Hungary's Viktor Orban, praising his leadership while ignoring the whole eroding democracy part of his governance. But his Putin interview took things to another level, especially since it came at a time when Russia was still at war with Ukraine and actively holding an American journalist, Evan Gershkovich, in prison. Carlson, however, didn't ask a single question about him. Instead, he went grocery shopping in Moscow, filming a segment where he marveled at the low prices, conveniently ignoring the fact that Russia's economy is heavily state-controlled and that Western sanctions have made imports nearly impossible. So where does that leave Carlson today? Well, still influential, still controversial, and still leaning into whatever gets him the most attention. Some argue that he is simply a provocateur, a man who thrives on pushing boundaries. Others say he is actively damaging democracy, normalizing white nationalism, and providing a platform for authoritarianism. But if there is one thing everyone can agree on, it's that Tucker Carlson knows exactly what he is doing. The only real question is, how far will he go next? That was all for today's video. If you want more casual and quick explanations on different topics, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.